Hello and welcome back to Patriot Contraptions. Today we're building a budget-friendly overland rack for my brother's Gen 1 Tundra. So, for those of you not familiar with overlanding, it's the concept of going to a remote location and living out of your vehicle. So you need to carry a lot of gear with you, water, and whatever else supplies you might need. So my brother's going to be doing most of the work in this project video, and I'll just be explaining what's actually going on here. So the first step we did was to measure the width of the cab at the top. We want to build this at cab height. Then we worked from the center of the U-channel out, putting 2 notches into the U-channel on both sides and then folding them up to form the legs of our rack system. Once the legs were folded to the right angles, we then measured the distance from the corner of the cab down to where the actual mounts were in the side of the bed caps and went ahead and notched that too, and folded the final section of the legs in to make them 90 degrees with the top section for actually sliding down into the pre-existing bed cap mounts and rack mounts on the actual bed of the truck. At this point, we realized that the unistrut was a little bit too thick to actually fit in those mounts, so we had to trim it down using the angle grinder, which was pretty straightforward, and that gave us a chance to double check our fit and then weld up the final product, which looked like this. Now, these rack setups, there are obviously 2 sections like this, were mounted to the truck using a bolt technique that I will show in this clip here. Okay, so the way the rack connects to the truck is there's the main rack section here, comes down into the frame, and then on the inside of that there's a little 1-inch piece of metal with a hole drilled in it at the top, which you can see here, and bolted on, and a hole drilled in it at the bottom here and bolted to the actual truck. So the bottom's bolted to the truck, top's bolted to the frame, and that holds the entire frame down and in position. Overall, the project cost us about $130, and we took it on a 1-week trip to test it out and just find out what we want to improve in the future. As you'll notice, the max tracks are now mounted to the side of the rack using just some garden stakes. In the future, this may get modified into a full sleeper cap setup with a kayak on top. We're not sure yet. We're still playing around with this rack setup, but it's very modular, as we found out. We even had to eat out of it at one point on the trip when it started pouring rain, so that worked out great having some way to put the tarp over the back. But overall, very, very happy with this rack setup so far, and looking forward to future modifications on it. Until next time, this is Patriot Contraptions, hoping you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on the trails.